Hi guys, I am remaking this video because the audio was messed up. I know my first one was remade, but I remade that video 3 times and I just don't want to do a 4th time. And it's 4 weeks old. Well, while the timer is recording, this video will still be up. So if you want to watch it, this is your chance. I will delete it afterwards. So I know realistically none of you guys will hear us, but that's your chance.
Throughout the last decade, there have been many Disney live-action remakes. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, and some of them are just kind of...
Alright, now, I want it to be known, I don't really like most of the Disney live-action remakes.
in the middle. But there is one that is widely accepted to be the best, and that would be the 2016 remake...
Wasn't it? I thought supposed to the best was Cinderella. Well, I guess we'd say that's the best princess movie.
of The Jungle Book. Not only did it get a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it also made almost $1 billion worldwide. A feat that has still not been matched by any other Disney live-action remake that has come out since that time. And in today's video, we're going to be comparing the 2016 remake to its counterpart, that being the original 1967 Jungle Book, and figuring out which verse is stronger. We're going to be doing this by taking the main prominent characters and putting them against their animated counterparts. These specific characters will consist of Mowgli, Baloo, Bagheera, King Louie, Akela, Kaa, and the fan favorite himself,
so I'm no
Shere Khan.
nostalgic to the original, but I am nostalgic to the one. I even commented that, and I got hearted, so thank you. Right. Basically, thanks.
Now usually I would break every character down in terms of their strength and speed and stuff like that, but since I don't want this video to be too long, I will be giving a quick description of both characters' pros and cons, and then give the reason to why I think that specific character wins. Starting off with the main character from both movies, Mowgli. Now Mowgli in the original movie isn't necessarily featless, he just doesn't perform a lot of things that would actually help him out in a fight. In fact, he is usually the one to get saved by the others, like when he got saved from Shere Khan and King Louie, not really putting up a fight with either of them, and is more or less just the same for the second movie. He does get some training by Baloo, but really it's just clear that they're just messing around here. Fast forwarding to the remake, however, and this Mowgli actually shows some things that actually could be
Scar, and I'm not gonna have as much of an overreaction. It's shocking, but it's cool.
Useful. Not only did he show the capacity to build tools and weapons, but he also showed that he can use them to his advantage in a fight. This being that he was able to
watch it, but I hope you know I can't remember everything. Also, look, I said a few things I don't agree with, so I'm sorry for the whole approach. I don't
lure Shere Khan into the jungle where there was burning trees, recognize one of the trees was dead, remember that earlier he fell because of a dead tree, set up a safety line, then trick Shere Khan into falling because of the dead branches, and after, being relatively intact with no major injuries, thanks to the safety line he built. And even though yes, he never really fought Shere Khan head to head, because 2016 Mowgli did show some pretty decent battle intelligence, combined with getting saved less times than the original Mowgli, I will have to give the first win to 2016 Mowgli, thus having him move on. Now to the next character, Bagheera. In the original movie, Bagheera mostly just stands by Mowgli and Baloo and doesn't really interfere too much. In fact, he was actually completely absent both times that Mowgli and Baloo faced off against Shere Khan. We can pull some light feats from him like smacking and hurting Kaa, and him being relatively fast and quick since he is a panther, but similar to Mowgli, he just doesn't show a whole lot. The 2016 one, however, does actually show a little more competence in fighting. And of course this comes from him fighting Shere Khan not only once, but twice. Now in all fairness, he did get low dipped pretty much both times. In fact, if it wasn't for the wolves stepping in the second time, he would have definitely been killed. But because he did actually show that he can fight on par for even just a little bit, and that 1967 Bagheera doesn't really show anything that would actually match this, I'm gonna give the second
I want to say stuff, I just really don't know what to say. You guys know Black Panthers aren't real Panthers?
win to 2016 Bagheera, thus having Bagheera move forward. Now we go to the main side character, Baloo. Baloo is interesting, because despite him being...
I prefer the original, even though I haven't seen it, I prefer the original over the remake, because the remake made him too serious and ruined the fun of him.
Known as kind of a dope, he arguably has some of the best feats out of everybody. For example, he's able to lift large rocks with just one hand, and was also able to uproot a small tree, and even use it as a whole back scratcher with absolutely no struggle. But his most impressive attribute would definitely be his durability, showing that he was able to survive whole rocks slamming onto his head, and it's even more impressive when you consider that he is so tough that the first rock shattered into pieces when it hit his head, and even though he does get dazed by this, it is still an amazing feat. His only real problem is that he's not a fighter at all. He didn't put up much of a fight against Shere Khan, and he also got fairly handled by the monkeys, but despite that, he remains very, very tough.
That's why I kind of hate it. The movie said the monkeys, they are simple creatures that aren't like us. Like, I get a stereotype where monkeys are dumb, but evolutionary-wise, as I said, humans are monkeys.
2016 Baloo, on the other hand, is actually a little bit of the opposite. He doesn't have the strength or durability that his counterpart has, but he does excel in the area that 1967 Baloo struggles in, fighting. While 2016 Baloo isn't necessarily a black belt, he does show some pretty good fighting capabilities. These being, with the help of Bagheera, he was able to fend off the majority of the whole monkey temple, only getting overwhelmed a couple of times. He was also able to kill Kaa almost instantly, and most impressively, he was able to fight Shere Khan and even do better against him than Bagheera. This coming from that he probably weighs more than both Bagheera and Shere Khan combined. But even if he is good at fighting, I actually don't see him beating the original Baloo. Mainly due to that, if 1967 Baloo can take whole rocks slamming onto his head and breaking into pieces and still be intact, 2016 Baloo's attacks would feel like mere pillows. And while it might be a little tough, I would say with some decent difficulty, 1967 Baloo would win, thus being the first animated character to win so far. Now we move on to a pretty heavy side character, Akela, the leader of the wolves. I'll keep this one brief, since Akela in both verses is pretty much featless. He only says a couple of lines in the original movie, and he gets killed before doing anything of significance in the remake. So for him, we will say it's a tie. Now we move on to the next and final heavy side character, Kaa. Kaa is similar to Mowgli and Akela, that he/she doesn't show much but does have some minor things. For 1967 Kaa, he's able to shake off being slammed onto the ground from a high tree, and also does seem to be fairly stronger than Bagheera, since when he confronted him, Bagheera seemed pretty scared, and didn't even really put up a fight with him.
I want this to be known, since this is the last day of Pride Month, happy Pride Month.
16 Kaa, however, doesn't really show much except for the fact that she can somehow hypnotize you like the previous Kaa, but also show your past. But it wouldn't really matter too much, since that wouldn't actually really help her in a fight. And because she gets killed almost immediately by Baloo, combined with 1967 Kaa having a little more feats, I'm gonna give this win to the original Kaa. Now we move on to the second to last character, and also my personal favorite character, King Louie. Now looking at both characters, you might think the winner is clear, and honestly, you are correct. But the original King Louie does have something on the remake that actually might be a little bit surprising, and that would be strength. You see, other than lifting his own body off the ground, 2016 King Louie just doesn't really show that many strength feats. Smashing through the temple really speaks to more his durability and power than it does his actual strength. 1967
movie, they referenced I Want to Be Like You, but made no music, which made him feel insane, which I actually feel like added to the creepiness of the scene. Obviously Disney would never do this, but imagine, in the Little Mermaid remake, imagine if Ursula didn't have the music and just sang to herself where Ariel was waiting, and it could have been like, this awkward. Like, obviously I would have loved to see a live action version of it, because he's a villain, they could have made it a villain song. No, they'll be like, instead of being like, I wanna be like you, it's like, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you, I wanna have the red flower like you, or what? The original could be like, I wanna be like you, could you be like me? You know?
King Louie, however, was able to hold up a ginormous part of the temple with just his raw strength. And even though it was only just for a brief time, it's still more impressive than anything that 2016 did. With that being said, however, even though the original King Louie might be stronger, 2016 King Louie can literally shatter large pieces of stone like it's absolutely nothing. And with one good swing, I can see 2016 King Louie splattering 1967 King Louie like...
How the hell did he even get himself in this mountain? Which, was it just me who was terrified of this fucker when I was a kid? I mean, when you guys were a kid? I played the Jungle Book run-up, and when he tries to grab you, that shit's terrifying. I mean, they don't show his whole body, so to a kid like me, this fucking monster demon friend just tries to grab you and you run away. Also, since the bad CGI graphics of the early 2000s, it just added more to his creep factor. Sadly, I think the game's not on the App Store anymore. Really, I wish Disney would stop deleting their old games.
Like a water balloon. So with pretty much no difficulty, 2016 King Louie moves on and adds another win to the remake. Not to the very last character, and also a fan favorite character, Shere Khan. Being that he is the villain in both stories, he shows many feats of dominance. The original Shere Khan shows good feats in both of his movies. And if you're wondering why I'm not really talking about the second Jungle Book movie a lot, it's because everybody pretty much...
First of all, that seems unfair. I mean, it's like if you said, "Oh, Iron Man had 3 movies and Iron Heart had 3 episodes." So let's compare Iron Man after his trilogy to the Iron Heart after 3 episodes. I mean, after episode 3, she did get a demonic power, so at least she has some power. But still,
Much just stays the same, and none of them really perform any good feats, except for Shere Khan. But we'll start with the 1967 movie first. In it, Shere Khan showed that he is a master at tracking, being able to track down deer, and being able to hunt down Mowgli so he can corner him and try to kill him. He also took down Baloo, who, as we mentioned earlier, can take all rocks to the head and keep moving forward. But most impressively, in the second movie, he's able to survive a fall from hundreds upon hundreds of feet in the air, land onto solid rock, and only be slightly slow to get up. One of the, if not the best durability feats
the elephant
of the animated verse. Going to the live-action verse, however, and this Shere Khan is no pushover whatsoever. Just by his presence alone, he's able to strike fear into almost any animal he comes across, even the bigger ones like rhino,
buffalo, bison, hippos, rhinos. Like, what the fuck is this jungle? Okay, I will be honest. I don't know Africa. I will swear on my heart, I don't know Africa. Maybe Africa has this. Well, Jungle Book does have magic, so this could be like an apple, of like an Eden place.
But in terms of his actual fighting capabilities, he's able to fight and conquer a whole army of animals. This army consisting of Baloo, Bagheera, and even the whole wolf pack. But what's even more impressive is that Shere Khan was able to take them all down and be pretty much fine afterwards, with only minimal damage, all thanks to his amazing combative abilities. The only negative about this is that a lot of them do.
Could you make this video for me and my big brother Reese, the live action Lion King cast versus the original? You could do Mufasa versus Mufasa, and you know, Simba versus Simba, Nala versus Nala.
We lack a lot of on-screen showings of fighting, especially the wolves, but it remains a very dominant feat for Shere Khan. So, who wins this one? While even though 2016 Shere Khan is a great fighter, I don't see him doing too much damage to the animated Shere Khan, considering the massive fall he took. Adding to that, since
the whole point is that he went in between the teeth. Yeah, the fall all would hurt, but
Shere Khan can take down Baloo, and seemingly no different with Baloo's immense durability, animated Shere Khan
give the fucking vulture
take down Baloo, and
why? What the fuck? Vultures don't have hair like this. Look, I know it's a Disney movie.
Seemingly no different with Baloo's immense durability, animated Shere Khan would have no problem hurting live-action Shere Khan. With low to maybe possibly mid-difficulty, animated Shere Khan takes the win. So, we've reached the end of this counterpart breakdown, with the remaining characters being live-action Mowgli, Bagheera, King Louie, and Akela. And on the animated side, we have animated Baloo, Kaa, Akela, and Shere Khan. With both teams having 4 remaining, we can finally answer the question of whose verse would win. For this, we will go over which specific team would beat each other, and whoever has the remaining characters will take the win. Now right off the bat, we can take off Akela, since both of his featless versions cancel each other out. And unfortunately for Mowgli, at the end of the day, he is just a child, and pretty much any of the animals can take him out almost immediately. That leaves live-action King Louie and Bagheera, and animated Shere Khan, Baloo, and Kaa. So, can King Louie and Bagheera take down Kaa, Baloo, and Shere Khan? Well, since King Louie is easily the biggest, Shere Khan would definitely go after him first, considering how he fears no other animal, leaving Kaa and Baloo to handle Bagheera. Now, we do have to remember that not everybody is going to be at 100%, since they did just come off from fighting their counterparts. But back to Bagheera versus Baloo and Kaa. Since Kaa is just at the end of the day a slightly tough snake, I can see Bagheera killing him fairly easily. But since he's not able to penetrate live-action Shere Khan's skin too much, he wouldn't even be able to put a scratch on animated Baloo's. Combine that with the fact that he would be more weakened than Baloo due to him fighting Kaa in his animated self, and Baloo would have a way easier time taking him down. But it's not over yet, since for this battle Baloo is actually on Shere Khan's side, he would then try to help him take down King Louie. But there is something working against him here, that being that since King Louie was able to absolutely destroy his counterpart with one hit, he is at 100%. So, the final question. Can a decently weakened Baloo and a slightly weakened Shere Khan take down a fully healthy King Louie? While it would be a tough battle, I would say no. The main reason being that even though Baloo does take rocks to the head pretty well, he's also able to get dazed by them. And considering King Louie was able to break whole temple pillars made out of stone, he would pretty much be able to one-shot a weakened Baloo. And even though I do think Shere Khan would put up a good fight mainly due to his amazing durability, I don't see him being able to do enough damage to King Louie before he eventually starts getting pummeled by King Louie's heavy attacks. And because of this,
I know I can act all badass, but like a meme, you know. You think you really like me, you know, like me, young but son, are you okay? Yes, mommy. Like a meme. I can act all badass I want, but you know, always love your mother fans. I know no moms are perfect and no moms are built the same, but they still love you.
With high difficulty, King Louis would survive. And with all that, your official winner to this versus is the 2016 Jungle Book remake. But what do you think? Do you think I was right? Do you think I was wrong? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're at it, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and also subscribe to this channel. And be sure to tune in next time where we will be discussing if Rudy could survive Primal. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Bye guys.
Guys,
throughout the last decade,
I'm gonna say something. I kinda hate these survival fails because it's not actually can the character survive, it's can the character fuck up this guy's rogues guy. How are you? Because if Rudy was meant to survive in Primal, he would just stay in a cave like he did in the dinosaur movie. Because he never really fought any dinosaurs, he lived by himself. But we all know it's like Leodomus Rex, because Leodomus Rex would survive on Skull Island. She would hunt everything, and magically would hate humans, because she probably hates humans. I don't really believe her headcanon. I believe she just wanted to be free. She's free. I don't think she would kill humans. Like, I'm not even joking. If Leodomus Rex was born free, I don't think she would hunt humans. Well, okay, she would, but I don't think as much. And I don't think she'd take as much pleasure from it. So, I just don't really... I'm just not a big fan of these can they survive games. No hate to him, I just don't like the genre in general. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to tell you guys, good night. God bless, and be like this tiger. Be the king of the jungle, I guess, or the Jungle Book if you want. Well, goodbye, guys. I want you guys to know one thing, and I want you guys to know that. Oh yeah, I prefer the remake, but the original is still good. Good night, guys.